Hello friends, welcome to Akulmek Live. I'm Kanchan Verma and today we have a special guest. She is based at Chicago and she is heading one of the popular internet Radio Panipuri. She is also running an NGO by the name of Sanjeevni where she helps people who are suffering with domestic abuse. So stick around to this episode till the end. You'll get more information and you can also have support and find out how you can escape or how you can come out of a domestic abuse relationship. Welcome back, and today we have Pramila Kumar, who is heading Radio Panipuri, an internet radio broadcasting company. A part of this, she also runs a organization where she helps NRI to overcome problems which they face on a foreign land. So, welcome to the show, Pramila. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Kanchan. Thank you for having me with Akul Much.
Well, we will be discussing about domestic violence. So, first of all, I would like to ask you what is this term means?
Absolutely. And there's a lot of myth goes on with domestic abuse, domestic violence. So, Kanchan, as we all know, abuse in any form for anyone is really degenerative for the soul. Our self esteem, our pride takes a plunge, and we feel helpless or we totally ignore it. But feeling it or ignoring it doesn't make it go away. And domestic violence also stays on. So, domestic abuse or domestic violence not only is between a couple in the sense girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, or wife, it can be between any members of the house, between father and son, or son and mother, from one parent to the child to the parent, between siblings, and also to any members of the household. But when we talk about domestic violence, the picture which comes into our mind is between spouses, husband and wife. So, and especially as you know, Kanchan, in the past a year and a half, due to the COVID situation, things have not gotten well in domestic abuse situations. So, if you want a definition, domestic violence is the willful intimidation, physical assault, sexual assault, or any other abusive behavior which is systematic and which is against one intimate partner to the other. It can include physical violence, sexual violence, psychological violence, and emotional abuse, not to say financial abuse. So, that is the actual definition of domestic violence.
Well, when we are talking about domestic abuse and domestic violence, so lately this has come in the picture very vividly. People are talking about this, but is this a new practice or it was already there in the society and somehow we ignored earlier and now we are noticing it, acknowledging it?
Oh, it was always there, Kanchan. It was always there, but nobody wants to talk about because of the stigma. And what has happened lately because of COVID, because people are staying in the same house. There's no outlet, so it has increased. And sometimes when it becomes unbearable, women or men come out and get the help. And now that's why everywhere we will see a talk or concerns about domestic violence.
Well, you have an organization, Sanjeevni, where you help all these people who require help in domestic violence or abuse or any kind of support you want to give to the people in the community. So, what kind of support is required for a person who is suffering with domestic abuse?
The first thing is, as you mentioned, there's a large NRI population, immigrant community in the US and other parts of the world outside of India. And when women, again, I'm going to just cite women in this scenario, but men also get domestically abused. They don't have support system as in India. They are in nuclear families. information is not available, the laws of the land are not available, they do not know how to get the help or how to approach for help. And the other part, Kanchan, most often people don't even realize that there's domestic abuse going on with them. So these are some of the key things which people come to us, and Sanjeevani organization helps them with all the resources, all the actionable tools, so that they are safe and they can make informed choices. Do they live with the spouse? Do they have to go for a divorce? Do they go back to India? What about the children? How can we stop physical abuse? How can we make them financially strong?
In India, we have a strong laws, and there was a practice of dowry, and it's now is being abolished, and we have a very, very strong setup when we have a domestic violence. So, do we also have a rule set in America at your community near Chicago and other states of America?
Absolutely, Kanchan. The laws are equally strong in the US, and I'm sure with all the other countries. But the key thing is people have to report it first. And most often people are ashamed of reporting, indicating that there's something wrong with the marriage. What are people going to say? So they try to hide it under wraps. But if it is reported, then definitely there are very, very strong laws.
Well, when we are talking about the domestic abuse, so as we mentioned, generally we understand it is between husband and wife. So, but as you said, and I'm very, very clear about that even the old people and children also suffer with the domestic violence, and sometimes animals also suffer with domestic violence.
That's
I'm
very
going to say.
correct.
So, so what are those things which we can practice in the community to stop this before it really begins?
Firstly, one thing to clarify, there's a lot of senior abuse happens. Abuse happens with children also. Pets are being abused. So as a society, if we find a woman, a man, a senior citizen, or a child behaving in a manner which is not conducive of what they are, so always requested that let's ask the questions. What happened to you? What's happening to you? Are you okay? Are you safe? Can you share any information? Let me provide you all the help. Let me provide you the support. Let me take you to another organization, or maybe the consulate office or the embassy where you can get the requested support. Are you financially not strong? So these are some of the questions we always encourage the community ask. So let's not turn a blind eye. Let's be very vigilant, and let's be aware of our surroundings.
Well, when there's a case of domestic abuse and somebody who comes to Sanjeevani and wants help, so what are the steps you really do, a part of the discussing and a part of helping them, counseling them? What are other steps you take to really ease the situation?
And the first step we tell them is that you're not alone. You're not alone in any situation. There's help available, and the help is unconditional. There's no condition attached to it, and there's no judgment. Just because some things are happening does not mean you are weak. And Sanjeevani provides resources for this person to become financially strong, to gain the confidence, and we give them all the options. What can you do? Can you stay? Can you go back to your country? Can you live separately? Can you have a lawyer? Can you have a police case to be filed? So these are some of the things which is immediately offered to the person who comes with a complaint of domestic abuse.
Well, definitely it's very, very bad aspect of any society when we talk about domestic abuse and domestic violence. But going forward, what are those key aspects when it doesn't happen? Does it help with the education, or we need to do a behavioral change in the person who has maybe from very early a domestic violence history, I mean to say. So what we can do actually so that all these kind of cases they don't occur, because in the end what happens, there is always a person who is sufferer. So before anything starts, let's abolish or destroy the suffering only. So do you have any idea on that?
So, Kanchan, you pointed out, will it make any difference if a person is educated or is having a degree? Unfortunately, education has nothing to do with it. There are people with the highest of degrees but still being abused or being the abuser. The first thing what we can do, Kanchan, is to, supposing you have daughters and sons, to teach the son to respect a female, and to teach our daughters that if there is something wrong happening to them, they should immediately voice their concern. They should not be affected by that. Those are some of the two things which will help our kids become strong, matured, and responsible uh, citizens, and respecting each other. So if that is the case, we can abolish a lot of the domestic violence situations in future.
Well, actually, you are very right, because I think it requires a lot of understanding, lot of emotional support for both the sides, because sometimes people are violent by nature. So I think
Yes.
that is support which we require. And a part of this, we also want that society should be very concerned about the both the parties, like somebody who is a sufferer and somebody who is doing a violence and abuse. So, last words you want to address or want to say somebody who is a sufferer or somebody who is doing a violence in the relationship?
Our culture is a patriarchal culture, so things will change, but it may be in a gradual process. To anyone going through domestic abuse, either you are the abuser or you are being abused, please stop then and there. And if someone who is being abused, you always have options if you want to get the help. Please stand for yourself, because if you don't stand for yourself, the children or anyone will also follow suit. If you are the abuser and for whatever reason that you are abusing, step back, think about it, that why you are doing it. Is the person being affected part of your family? Love them, respect them, because that is what makes it go forward. And it's okay to say sorry, it's okay to apologize for anything wrong done. Stand up for yourselves both, especially the one being abused.
Well, what happens, somebody who is an abuser, who has a violent history, and he wants to change? Does your organization Sanjeevani provide support at that point also? And do you have a community support also for that person who wants to change himself or herself?
Absolutely. Yeah, again, help is always there. If somebody wants to be helped, there are group counseling available. There are also lots of activities which take place to help this person be less abusive. And remember, Kanchan, the abuse doesn't stop right away. It's not a full stop. There are many commas in between. So it takes gradual steps. But the first thing is to say, I have abused. I'm sorry. I want to change. And then the help is always available.
Yes, definitely, because I think it's better to revive yourself and to enhance your skills and to be supportive, have empathy in whatever we do. So I think you mentioned very critical points, and somebody who want to help, they can join you at Chicago, and help is there for everybody who is facing domestic abuse. So it was a good discussion, and we got a lot of information from Pramila Kumar, and we'll be meeting again with some thought-provoking episode next time. Till then, bye bye, Pramila. See you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you very much.